Okay, so on the night of the enlightenment of the Buddha, he found an experience that is totally at peace, you know, totally blissful, totally free. He experienced this spiritual freedom that he had never experienced before. Before that, it is also boom, 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 especially on the night that he left the palace. On that day, he had his firstborn. He had his firstborn, okay? And the wife was so beautiful, who needed her husband so much, okay? But he knew that if he did not make that decision, he could never leave the palace again, because he would be sucked into the love for his wife, for his son, you know. So therefore, he made a very strong, very courageous decision. Called his assistant Chana, come, get the horse, Kantaka. We have to leave the palace tonight. And he did not even went into the room, the bedroom, to touch the baby and his wife to say goodbye. Because he knew that if he just only went to touch them, he could not leave the palace anymore. He would be hooked. Stop. Okay? So that was a very courageous as well as very painful. Very painful. And then he went on the search for another 6 years, half dead. Okay? He tortured himself, went through the self-torturing for another 6 years before he found this, you know, this spiritual freedom that he had never, ever experienced before. But all this, it doesn't happen on the physical level. It all happen on the mental and spiritual, you know, level. And then only then did he know that this is it. This is the answer. I have found it. I have found it. So this state of mind is something that is already exists in every human being. But this experience has been hindered by Jerry. Okay? Has been hindered by Jerry. That's all there is to it. So this experience, he put it down as the third noble truth. As the third noble truth. It means that it is still the universal truth, just like boom, 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 the first noble truth. The third noble truth already exists in every single human, but you cannot experience it because in your mind you have too many Jerry in there, okay? And then hinder that. So it put down as the third universal truth. So upon seeing this experience, he gave us a summary, and that summary is very short. We said, no happiness is greater than inner peace. No happiness is greater than inner peace. And then, what is the second one? Nirvana is the best kind of happiness. So therefore, Nirvana is nothing more than inner peace. Okay? So no peace is greater than no happiness is greater than inner peace. Nirvana is the best kind of happiness. So therefore, Nirvana is inner peace. Okay? Which this understanding, this summary is very much different from the understanding of the general Thai people. When they talk about Nirvana, they talk about an experience that you would experience after you die. And if you're just a street walker like this, you are not allowed to go to Nirvana. It's only monk, you know, only old people, that's all. So it's totally different story, different kind of language. So they can't understand me. That oh no, you're wrong, no, Nirvana is so difficult, that kind of thing. But anyway, it doesn't matter. What I'm going to help you is to invite you to prove for themselves, for yourself. It means that we are going to transfer those summary that the Buddha already told us, okay? That no happiness is greater than your inner peace. Instead of believe it as the word on the screen like that. We are going to make it happen inwardly. Make it happen as reality in here, in your heart. Okay? This doesn't happen on the physical level. The physical level, your shell remain the same. So we are going to make it happen in here. So with the time that we have left. So 45 minutes, that's not bad. My introduction finished. We already covered the first noble truth of suffering. We have covered the third noble truth of the end of suffering or inner peace, okay? Right. So we're going to move on to the tool now. The self-empowering tool. So please have a look at this image. We are now on at position A, where we have stress, worry, anxiety, okay, restlessness, loneliness, fear, anger, envy, or basically losing control of your mind. Losing control of your mind. So look at this. The flower is your inner self, which is your true self, your soul, your spirit, okay? And then the water represents Jerry, your thoughts and feelings, the carrier of all your problems. So position A is the first noble truth that I call boom, 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 means mental pain, okay? Mental pain. And then on the night of the enlightenment of the Buddha have seen the third noble truth that is the opposite from boom, boom, boom. That is your blissful state of mind, your inner peace. So therefore you can see that there is a journey here from A to B. From A to B. But this journey, it doesn't involve your physical body. But it's involved which one? Your mental self. So I'm going to create a character, okay? A character for your consciousness element. So I will call it your mental self. Okay, so you have a physical self and then you've got the mental self in there. So this journey from A to B is a spiritual journey. The one who got to walk the path is your inner self or your mental self. Walk from A to B. So physically you sit still, okay? And I'm going to show you how you can engage in this journey, okay? So the Buddha also gives us the tool. He doesn't just tell us that, look, there is a place, you know, in so-and-so that everyone must go because it's just so blissful. You have to go, you know, to see it at least once in your life. And then he will say goodbye. If he say goodbye after that, you know, there is no chance for us either because you cannot Google it. You cannot ask Siri just to, you know, give us the coordinate how to go to Nirvana, that kind of thing. You can't do that. So therefore, the Buddha gave us the tool. So this tool is called the 4 foundation of mindfulness. Sometimes they call Vipassana. Have you heard of Vipassana? Yeah, Vipassana. So I'm going to give you the analogy why we need to do Vipassana. So please have a look up here again. You got your mental self, right? You got your mental self here, and then you got Jerry, the carrier of all your problems, okay? So what happened is that when Jerry attacked your mental self, it's very much like your mental self, your inner self is being lost in your mental jungle. You see that? Your mental self is being lost in your mental jungle, unable to come home. Okay? So what is Vipassana? What is mindfulness meditation? Vipassana is basically the Buddha, you know, go to hold your hand and then bring your mental self safely home. So I give the analogy, okay, of Vipassana or mindfulness meditation as bring your mental self back home. Can you see? BMSBH. Bring your mental self back home. พาตัวใจกลับบ้าน Is that clear? Okay, so this is the meaning of Vipassana. The meaning of Vipassana นะคะเดี๋ยวอยากให้พวกเรานั่งเฉยๆก่อนดีไหมคะเดี๋ยวมันไม่งั้นเดี๋ยวมันจะทำให้เขาdistract นะคะ So this is the first analogy. The second analogy, okay, is very much like you are taking the pill. You are taking the pill, okay, the medication. So basically your mental self is being so ill, so sick, okay, because you are being eaten up by a whole army of Jerry. You're being eaten up inside, okay? So therefore the Buddha gives us a pack of medication, the pill. Go on, you have to take it. But who take this pill? Your physical self or mental self? Your mental self taking the pill, okay? And the third one, now you are on position A. The Buddha want to lead you to position B, so he gave you a car. And that car is not a Mercedes, a Honda, Toyota, is called, this car is called Vipassana, okay? And the driver is your mental self once again, okay? So I'm going to teach you how to drive this car today, okay? Right, with the time that we have left. So we start from here, where you have a whole army of Jerry attack you inwardly, or I can use with this picture, okay? You got the physical self, and then you got the mental self. Your mental self is being attacked by a whole army of Jerry. Can you see that? Okay. So basically, with this tool, you want to remove Jerry. You want to remove a whole army of Jerry, so that your mind, okay, your inner world can be totally blissful, at peace, silence, and still. Okay. So how can you do this? How can you do this? You got to do Vipassana or mindfulness meditation. So I'm going to explain very carefully, so please absorb this, and then when you sit down, okay, when you sit down, you're going to do accordingly. Do accordingly. Okay, right, I'm going to explain like this. You've got the physical self got the physical eyes. Eyes is for viewing. Then you got the mental self, you also got your mental eye. The concept of mental eye is a very ancient. It's very ancient, okay? You know, since the Vedas time, okay, everyone is all talking about the third eye, inner eyes, mental eye. So the entire Indian nation, they use this red dot, they call Bindi, B-I-N-D-I, Bindi. You know, signifies here, put the red dot here to signify that, to remind everyone that everyone have your mental eye all the same. And then physical eyes to look externally, whereas your mental eye, you look internally. You look inwardly. You look inwardly. Now look into what? Look into what? There will be 3 groups of scenery for you to look at. Okay, that is your breath, and your movement, the rhythm of the movement, and then secondly, the physical sensations. So there are 3 groups of scenery, okay, that you're going to train yourself to look at. So we're going to close our physical eyes, okay, and then you're going to use your bindi or your mental eye to look at your breath, movement, and sensation. So I'm going to guide you. So, Akiko, for the first 15 minutes, I'm going to go use my technique. Okay, my technique is rather unconventional. Okay, first of all, I'm going to underline. Okay, to tell you what is the experience of your mental self with the mental eye. Okay, because you've got to underline, you've got to know the subject, and then you're going to use the subject to walk the path. So my technique is that I'm going to prompt you to tap onto yourself, okay, to make the foundation of the mindfulness awareness, you know, standing out, just like this man. This man basically is our mental self. The storm, 200 miles per hour, is very much like the storm of Jerry that hitting our mental self. So basically, the Buddha gave us this pole. This pole is the foundation of mindfulness for our mental self to hold on, to hold on firmly so that your life would, you know, like Dorothy in Wizard of Oz, right? Okay, so you've got the base or the home to hold on to, and that base is your breath, your movements, and your physical sensations. Is that clear? So you're going to follow this golden rule as well. The golden rule when you do the structured meditation is that as you are using your bindi, your mental eyes, to focus on your breath, movement, and sensations, okay, please do not engage with Jerry. If there is any Jerry come in, please do not engage. Put all your concentration on your breath, movement, and sensation. Do not engage with Jerry. Do not compromise with Jerry. Do not entertain Jerry. Okay, do not entertain Jerry. And always cut the cord. Cut the cord between you, your mental eyes, and Jerry. It means that don't do anything with Jerry. Let Jerry come and let Jerry go accordingly, naturally. Okay, your whole concentration got to be on your breath, movement, and sensation. That's all there is to it. Is that clear? I will guide you. So the first 15 minutes, I'm going to guide you to do all this breathing. Okay, and then when 15 minutes gone, Akiko will sit here. Okay, you do the first 15 minutes with us, and then I will tap you, and then you come here, and then Akiko will carry on with the singing bowl, and then we're going to sit till 1 o'clock, a whole hour. Is okay? Okay, so Akiko, would you do another 15 minutes? It's okay? And then afterward, I will guide you, because this is a spiritual journey. So you got to know what's going on inwardly. So I'm going to do, you know, along with you, and then you got to learn to notice all these things. Right, you got to be comfortable how you sit. Is it everyone? Are you comfortable? Yeah.
I want to stand up a little before.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about this
Sitting.
gentleman?
You can move like distinguisher,
I tell you
distinguisher
what.
and then line.
Would you like to sit on a chair?
Yeah.
Okay,
I think
we'll
would be
bring in this
better.
someone has one
Yeah.
too. Yes.
If you can put this computer on the floor.
Yeah.
Would you
No,
like to
that's
sit on
okay.
a chair?
Really. I don't
No,
want
no,
to.
nice.
I can't put my back again. Just not.
No, I don't need this anymore. Just one.
Yeah, but I don't want to sit on that. I don't want to sit on that. Okay.
She will take it. Yeah. Good night. Can you bring more white chair?
I can sit back there.
Yes.
That's all good.
Some kind of back they can
Can you stop? Can you stop?
Yes. Any. Yeah. Apart from this.